I set aside the first 6 packs so I could create a team for James to use in a VGC battle out of the Pokemon I pulled. My best hit here was a full art Great Tusk EX. I wanted to set my boy James up for success, so let's stack his team with Great Tusk and Koraidon to start out. I was going to give him the Dondozo Tatsugiri combo as well, but I didn't pull any Tatsugiri in the first 6 packs. So I selected the strongest fully evolved Pokemon I could find out of these cards. Armarouge, Houndoom, Arboliva, and Toedscruel. Best of luck with these Pokemon, James.
So I've got the first 6 packs of this box to choose some Pokemon for Aaron to make a team out of, and I think we've got a few spicy ones. Toedscruel is probably our best choice in the first pack due to how many trainers we managed to hit, but in the second pack I'm debating between Spiritomb and Espathra until I hit the holo, and Skeledirge is a fantastic rip. Third pack almost feels like a miss once I pass double Florges into the secret rare fighting energy, but that card actually takes up the second reverse holo slot of the pack, giving us Koraidon EX right behind it. In the fourth pack, there's really not that much to work with. Basically, either Cacturne or Dondozo. Pack number 5 is really light on choices until the holo, where we hit Indeedee. And with the 6th pack, we're just the best player in the game. Luke has a skill issue as I pull Tatsugiri, giving our final team of Toedscruel, Skeledirge, Koraidon, Dondozo, Indeedee, and Tatsugiri. So good luck to him, and let's see what happens.
All right, this is the team I'll be bringing against Aaron with the 6 that Celio has drafted me. We're going with a Koraidon that is able to outspeed a lot of the things that Aaron could really bring, like max speed Mousehold, as well as like adamant max speed Dondozo. And we do also have breaking swipe, which is really important for the physical attacker, especially for Dare. A Koraidon itself, I have Flare Blitz because I want to knock out Mousehold, especially because I want to break through Terra Ghost. Bulldoze activate the weak armor on the Armarouge, as well as low sweep, so I have another safety layer against Dondozo if it's really necessary, because there could be situations where terrifying Dondozo I could low sweep into like head smash with my choice band of Great Tusk, which is aimed to outspeed a few things, but I believe it's supposed to outspeed adamant max speed Dondozo after the low sweep, which is pretty important. I run Terra Rock so I can one-shot the Dondozo, and you know, just a lot of other factors play rough for the Koraidon. Headlong Rush is just super strong here. Oh, it was pretty good with the weak armor policy Armarouge that also outspeeds the Dondozo after they have a speed drop, and I get a +1 because Bulldoze -1 speed, and then +1 with the Armarouge is pretty important. Focus Sash Houndoom, didn't know what to do about this. Went for the beat up so I could get more out of my weak armor, so store power is stronger against like stuff like Dondozo. A Snarl for support, Heat Wave for just, you know, strong fire coverage, and then Sucker Punch to activate policy in the worst case scenario. We have a Rocky Helmet Toedscruel. This is supposed to help against Mousehold. I'm expecting Population Bomb, so I'm gonna go with the Rocky Helmet as much as I can bulk wise on the Toedscruel. Earth Power to help out against the Skeledirge, Dazzling Gleam because of the Koraidon of course, and Trick Room and Rage Powder for supporting my other cast, and then Arboliva in the final slot with max defense. Again, there's like Koraidon and Dondozo, and I want it to be pretty bulky to tank the attacks. I'm just going with coverage, Dazzling Gleam for Koraidon, Giga Drain for Dondozo, and Recovery, Earth Power for the Skeledirge, and just trying to get as much value of this as possible. Me, Luca, and Vinny, thank you so much for helping me with team building. But yeah, we theorized basically weak armor Armarouge was going to be really good. Clear Smog and Sword Power were going to be great against the team because there were really not really any psychic resist, which is incredible. And yeah, then try to clean up with like Bandit Tusk in the late game, and then maybe have Arboli or Toedscruel to like sponge up whatever could be remaining after like the Dondozo is finished.
Now that the Pokemon have been selected, it's time to build our teams. I do think that my draws with the Pokemon were slightly luckier than James's, especially with the Dondozo plus Tatsugiri, but that definitely does not mean to underestimate James. He's obviously an incredible player and team builder, and I am sure he's going to have good solutions into Dondozo. In addition, he does have the Toedscruel as well as Arboliva, and both of those can actually give Dondozo a fair amount of trouble, especially with a good defensive Terra. So those are the two I'm actually most worried about in this team building phase. Now, my idea for Dondozo is with Terra Blast, Order Up, Substitute, and Protect, and Flying Terra, I should have pretty good coverage into everything. The one downside here is that I'm giving up a super effective attack onto things like the Armarouge or the Great Tusk if I don't use the Terra immediately on Dondozo. And you know, this substitute could be something like a Wave Crash or an Earthquake. But the idea behind substitute is that really good against the Toedscruel, I can wall the Spore, and it's also really good into Arboliva well, which might want to Leech Seed me. So the idea is generally to get Dondozo into a good position and just ideally start sweeping with it. For Tatsugiri, I decided to go with a Focus Sash variant here, and the idea is that, you know, with Taunt, it gives me some potential if James wants to go with like a Trick Room setup with Armor Rouge, for example, and Tatsugiri still has, you know, pretty good speed relative to James's team. And the main thing here is that I'm trying to get attack boost up with Order Up with Dondozo, because there might be ways from James's end to decrease my attack, and I am really potentially worried about that, especially from things like Koraidon as well as Arboliva. And so this is the main duel that I'm going to try to play towards. This isn't really anything too crazy in VGC. We've seen this before. I've got Indeedee here, and the idea behind Indeedee is that it's got safety goggles. You'll know that I actually don't want to set up Psychic Terrain because James has Armor Rouge. Now, I'd say the Pokemon I'm most worried about from James's end are Koraidon and Great Tusk. I think that as a lead duel is actually what I'm anticipating the most. And so the idea behind Indeedee is that I have Dazzling Gleam, and I can use Heal Pulse to boost up my Koraidon. Now, I have no experience playing with Koraidon ever, and so I came up with this set that's really bulky and can stay on the field for a long time. Got Bulk Up, Drain Punch, Breaking Swipe, and Outrage. The idea is that I think it'll be pretty difficult for James to break through Indeedee plus Koraidon or Maushold plus Koraidon. Can go for Redirection, go for a Bulk Up, and then start going for my own Breaking Swipes. I feel like the set's pretty strong. I was debating between Protect and Outrage as the last move here. Ultimately, I went for Outrage because in my head, I was like, okay, if I get a single Bulk Up off, then I think Outrage will get a one-hit knockout onto the majority of James's team, and that sounds really strong to me. However, you'll know that I'm going for like a slower Koraidon set, and so if James goes for like max speed Koraidon, then this is a little bit weaker. To compensate for that, I have Fairy Terra, which suddenly allows me to become immune to dragon type attacks and also covers for fighting type attacks as well. So the idea is I can maybe go Indeedee Koraidon, Protect into Bulk Up turn 1, and then turn 2 Heal Pulse into Breaking Swipe, and then Drain Punch just for recovery throughout the course of the battle as well. The last two Pokemon I have are Skeledirge and Maushold. Now, this Skeledirge I came up with mainly to try to counter the Great Tusk on the opposing end. So it's Shuka Berry with Torch Song, Shadow Ball, Solar Beam, and Slack Off. And the idea is that the Skeledirge can Solar Beam into Great Tusk. So if it's like I lead Koraidon Skeledirge and he leads Great Tusk plus Koraidon, for example, like I don't even need to Terra, I can just take a Headlong Rush and then retaliate back with a Solar Beam and ideally get a one-hit knockout onto his Great Tusk. This is pretty situational. I don't expect to bring this in the battle nearly as much, but depending on what James ends up bringing, potentially consider it. And then Slack Off just to heal back up as well. And I want to run Blaze here instead of Unaware because I want to take advantage of a potential defense drop from Great Tusk, for example. Maushold is the final Pokemon here, and I'm opting for a both supportive and offensive set. If you'll look at James's team, you'll notice that nothing can really take Population Bomb. And so the idea is that this can potentially open up the game for me and just get big knockouts or close out the game. One thing I'm a little bit wary of when bringing this Maushold is I'm like a little bit worried about James's Great Tusk. So I have to play that in consideration as well, because if it gets like a speed boost from the sun or just has Choice Scarf, then of course it can outspeed Maushold. But my theory is that basically if Koraidon's eliminated and nothing else on James's team is Scarf, then Population Bomb, especially if I normal Terra, will certainly one-shot everything. Even without normal Terra, though, has a good chance of knocking out a lot of James's Pokemon. Follow Me just enables a new mode for me with Maushold plus Koraidon. I can go for Follow Me into a Bulk Up and then go from there. And then Baby Doll Eyes to decrease the attack of Koraidon as well as Great Tusk specifically. I think Dondozo and Tatsu is like the clear duel for me to play towards, and I'm gonna have to see how James responds to it. Yeah, like I was really, or am really worried about Arboliva and Toedscruel in the team building process, which is why I'm prioritizing this substitute. I thought about things like Grass Terra, Safety Goggles, but I don't like Grass Terra because if I Grass Terra, then it makes me weak into Armor Rouge and Koraidon, which really doesn't feel great. Flying Terra is really good offensively, and Terra Blast just covers for so much on James's side. James is certainly going to come prepared for answers, and so we'll see what he ends up bringing. But to me, like Dondozo, Tatsu for sure, and then like Indeedee, Koraidon lead is solid, Koraidon, Maushold lead is solid. Skeledirge is going to be really situational, and it will come out depending on, you know, like whether or not James prioritizes Great Tusk, for example. Looking forward to this battle, and I really have no experience using Koraidon. Like, I really thought about using a Choice Scarf set. That might be a little bit more consistent, but my fear in using Scarf is if I lead Scarf Koraidon, James has a good defensive Terra with his Koraidon, like Fairy, and I just get locked into a Dragon-type attack. That puts me in a really bad spot going into a subsequent turn. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get into these games.
Oh, so if you could see, Aaron's team is absolutely crazy. Indeedee, Dondozo, Tatsugiri, the Koraidon, Skeledirge, and Maushold. My team is Koraidon, Great Tusk, Armouge, Toedscruel, Arboliva, and Houndoom. If you don't know, I think Aaron's team is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I was looking at this, I was pretty like, how do I beat this? Like,
and I feel like my Pokemon generally are a little bit stronger. Like Houndoom, for example, isn't the best pick in VGC.
Koraidon Indeedee is not a lead I would have expected. Okay. So we do lead off with our Koraidon and our Armouge. My Koraidon's faster than theirs, which is actually really interesting to note. and they are also going to be slower, which is actually perfect because I do want a breaking swipe immediately for the lower damage output, I think. And I want to protect because I want to scout for what they are exactly going to do. This could be follow me. I have no idea what Koraidon's full moveset is on their side. I actually have no clue, but I do want to try this out and see how it goes because I was more scared of the Dondozo. I still really am scared of the Dondozo. I actually have no idea if a policy +2 heat wave would knock out the Entity, so I think it's just worth going for the breaking swipe.
Okay, I want to see what James is trying to go for here. Armorrouge protects. That's fine by me.
Gonna go for the breaking swipe. They go for follow me, which makes a lot of sense. Okay. So I am going to be able to go for that breaking swipe. Lower that attack.
He has breaking swipe as well. Oh, wow.
That does a ton of damage, actually.
That makes this interesting. Now, one thing I can do is Fairy Terra to get around breaking swipe.
Does this thing get belly drum? Bulk up. Okay. Huh. All right, I'm cool with bulk up.
I mean, I honestly really would love to save my Terra for Dondozo. Don't love using it this early.
I'm hoping that Heat Wave in the Sun can KO without me activating like without me having to go for Terra. And what this allows me to do is this also allows me to outspeed like Dondozo in the back. So we'll see how it goes. This is the plan right now. I have no clue, but it is neutral attack Koraidon.
Him having breaking swipe actually changes everything because part of my idea was get to +1 and then KO Koraidon from there. That makes this fun.
I wonder if it could hit the Armrouge, bulk up. I don't know if it's going to be a fighting move against my team. I guess it's useful for Arboliva, but I have no clue. We'll find out. I do think Breaking Swipe is a really good tool here.
I think I should have clicked Outrage there.
Outspeed the Koraidon.
Oh, that is really cool.
Out. We do a lot to our own Armrouge.
Weakness policy.
Part, but +2 into Sun. Koraidon is a fighting dragon, but I have no idea if it actually
probably Assault Vest Koraidon, max
speed
speed if I had to guess.
It might be able to live this Heat Wave. We'll see. I do want to just go for as much damage as possible
here?
and hope that
Expanding
they
force
target down the Koraidon because
maybe?
I'm hoping that they fear the Koraidon. So let's see. Heat Wave going to come out.
Is that KO?
And just
so
barely missing the knockout on Koraidon. That's not great for me. Okay. What are they going for?
Very
That's
cool strategies here.
A breaking swipe as well. Okay, so he had the same idea.
Oh, Armorrouge lives on like
living
1.
at 3 is so fantastic for me. Okay, that's fantastic for me that Armorrouge barely lives that.
I think I probably have to go into Dondozo here. Fortunately, we have Unaware, so the weakness policy isn't too relevant against Dozo for now.
Actually, do I want to go for Sword Power? I think I would rather low sweep here. Yeah, I'm going to low sweep to Dondozo, and I'm just going to go for a Stored Power. Or do I want to just Breaking Swipe Protect? Breaking Swipe Protect is not a bad play either.
I'm going to go for Order Up into Koraidon. I want to guess it's Assault Vest if it had Bulldoze and Breaking Swipe like that.
Actually, I would probably want to go for a low sweep into the Dondozo first. I do kind of want to low sweep the Dondozo first, actually, and I'm going to protect my Armrouge. I think Tatsugiri is coming in, but I have no idea what the Dondozo is exactly clicking. So I think my best play is just to low sweep here. I don't think I get punished by it because unless the Dondozo sets up a substitute or has some kind of setup that could allow them to outspeed my Armrouge, I should be okay.
We've seen Protect. We've seen Heat Wave so far from Armorrouge. It's a good thing I didn't go for Terra with Koraidon last turn. That would have been really bad for me.
Potentially snipe
Maybe
it.
the next game I might
if
just
it
leave
will work,
Dondozo,
but
honestly.
We'll find out, I guess. So Dondozo gonna get the commander boost. All right.
Okay, get boosted. Armorrouge protects. Great. That's exactly why I didn't want to order up into that slot. I'm probably eating up a
low sweep into
low
the
sweep.
Dondozo,
Very cool.
So we will have a speed
James
drop
really
on
came
that
out with the
Dondozo.
text.
Order up gonna come
That's
out into Koraidon. Oh, I could store power or clear smog, but okay,
Okay.
order up. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot the Dondozo could Terra.
I think protecting this turn is fine to scout out for what James wants to do.
Do I want to risk Headlong Rush or do I want to just hit smash?
One thing I have to be careful about is if I Terra the Dondozo, then Armor Cannon or Heat Wave obviously does more damage to me.
I'm gonna go for the stored power
Okay, that's cool.
Head smash into the Dondozo.
Ooh, I can't actually remember the last time I've seen that on Dondozo. So we heal back more. He was covering for my Terra. He anticipated flying Terra, which I think is very smart.
I'm just gonna go for a head smash into Dondozo, and I'm just gonna click protect. I just have no idea if they're unaware or not. I need as much damage as possible. Dondozo should not be able to threaten the Great Tusk, unless for some reason this Dondozo has like Terra Grass or Terra Ice or some really weird Terra. But Head Smash covers for the Terra Flying, and the reason I have Head Smash is for Terra Flying specifically.
Last turn of Sun. I wish I had EQ here. I'm gonna go for Order Up onto Armarouge.
So we will protect our Armarouge. We are gonna go for a we're seeing Order Up. Oh wait, the Dondozo
we're
is
still
faster
faster
still than my Tusk. Okay,
Yeah,
Head
Smash
Smash.
Did a hefty amount of damage, honestly, but he also takes a decent amount in recoil. So no more attack boost anymore.
I wonder what its moveset is if it's going for Order Up and not Earthquake. I guess it doesn't have Earthquake. I'm just going to go for Head Smash into the Dondozo. And we're going to go for that stored power in the Dondozo as well. Hopefully we can pick up a knockout into Dondozo with the stored power. I don't know if it's unaware or not. That's the big question. I guess actually it's the same damage output, right? Because stored power, like I'm +2 anyway. So probably, oh, that does a lot less than I thought actually.
Got a +3 Order Up right now. Man, Armarouge hanging on with a Sliver really makes things a little more challenging here. I'm just going to Order Up here. I had the opportunity to target Tusk last turn. I don't know how much stored power it does here. Okay, we survive.
Hey, they Order Up my Armarouge. Oh boy, that did way less than I thought. Okay. I should have Clear Smogged earlier, but I didn't reveal I had Clear Smog yet, so that's actually going to be really important to other factors. And I keep landing the Head Smashes, which let's go. Let's go. Let's go, my boy. Let's go, my boy. Great Tusk. Okay.
Oh, it does get the KO. That looked really close.
The Head Smash will knock out the Dondozo. They still have Terra, though. That's the thing. This is going to be a really interesting end game. Arbaliva going to come in, and Corrada's going to come out, which is going to bring out the Sun, which is actually important to deal with the Tatsugiri. But yeah, this is still very questionable. Prosynthesis. Oh, I have a lot of defense in this Arbaliva, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to Head Smash the Tatsugiri, and I think I'm just going to go straight for the Dazzling Gleam here into my opponent. Let's see. I think if there's any Terra we're going to see, it's going to be the Tatsugiri most likely. I just am fearful of what the Koraidon's moveset is. I'm not scared of Draco Meteor, which is the good part, but Flare Blitz is going to hurt a lot, and I mean a lot. So close first game. Very close first game, actually. I did learn that my Koraidon's going to be fast, which I'm not surprised that it's going to be the fastest thing. I didn't get to scout for the Dondozo Terra, though. Order Up. I think it has to be Terra Flying Terra Blast. Like, Terra Flying is so good on the Dondozo, I think, against my team, because I have Arbaliva, I have Koraidon, and I have Great Tusk. Like, Terra Flying seems fantastic. We're gonna see the Terra come out from Aaron. Finally, probably Tatsugiri. It's gonna be Tatsugiri. What Terra are you? Terra Flying. Okay, perfect. That's actually, well, it's not the worst case scenario. It's not. It's actually still pretty good for me now. I'll definitely take Terra Flying here. We will go out with our Terra Fairy Arbaliva here, and hopefully we'll be able to tank attack. I kind of wish, no, actually I do like Terra Fairy here because it's Sun. Muddy Waters does not do anything. Draco can't hit me as well. Drain Punch into Arbaliva, which is fantastic for me because that Terra Fairy really coming into play, be able to resist that Drain Punch. So Drain Punch, Breaking Swipe, Bulk Up, Protect. Seed Silver going to activate, so I do have the Grassy Terrain. And the Tatsugiri knock out my... Okay, they go for Icy Wind, which doesn't knock out Tusk, I think. Yeah, does not knock out Tusk whatsoever. I have Choice Banded a Great Tusk with Head Smash, so I think this should be able to obliterate the Tatsugiri. It is able to... Okay, Focus Sash on the Tatsugiri is really good information for me. All right, perfect. And then I go for Dazzling Gleam and clean up from here. So, Great Tusk, you have done fantastic amounts of work. Very proud of you. And then Dazzling Gleam will finish off the... both of these Pokemon. Okay. So that's a one game. Even with Clear Smog, I don't really know if this is really the best, but okay. What's actually really clutch is the armor surviving that Koraidon's attack. The Breaking Swipe was actually really huge for me. So gladly take that opportunity.
What a nutty first game though, honestly. From like the 1 HP survival on Armarouge to the Head Smash Tusk. I think next time around, I could just go, like, because basically I was worried about Tusk going for a defensive Terra in this game, so I didn't Terra Blast into that slot. I also wasn't sure how much stored power would do, but it was honestly not as much as I expected. So going into this next game, I'm honestly thinking of just going with Dondozo immediately. Still don't really know what the item on Tusk is, but we know it's slower than Tatsugiri, so we know it's not Scarfed.
And since it's a bulk up on the Koraidon, I don't think I have to be scared. I don't have to play scared with my Armor. I think I could just go for a breaky swipe, and I could always clear smog the Dondozo pretty safely. Because I think clear smog is probably the best play. I don't know if it's unaware, but getting rid of speed boost is going to be really important on that Dondozo, so I can actually hit the Dondozo with like at least let my Tusk outspeed it, because I thought I would outspeed the Dondozo after a low sweep, but it's apparently decently fast. So
and we know about the bulldoze strategy now as well. So I could bring out Mousehold and angle for Population Bomb. I think like late game Mousehold is pretty interesting. Like I could drop Indeedee, for example, and just go with Dondozo immediately. Yeah, knowing that we outspeed is a pretty big deal. Wonder how that game would have looked if Armrouge didn't, or if Armrouge got KO'd.
Gonna choose the Koraidon again with the do I want to leave Koraidon plus the Armrouge? I think it's like my best. Like I don't know what else I do here. I don't think Toedscruel is that worth it. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen Skeledirge, but that's the reason I have Koraidon in the first place. Like it's supposed to be for that Pokemon specifically. So I think I'm gonna try out the Koraidon and the Armrouge again, and then have Great Tusk. And well, what's their response? I don't know what the response is here. Like they don't have a Scarf Tatsugiri. They don't have a fast Koraidon. I wonder if it's support Mousehold. I think that's a big question, because I was expecting Population Bomb going into this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go Arboliva again. As Toedscruel's a bit hard to bring here. I think it's pretty hard to bring just because of the Dondozo itself. But maybe my set isn't too bad. I think I could see myself going Toedscruel, maybe like a game 3 situation.
Because I had to waste an extra attack just to deal with it, basically. I knew James was going to come with some heat, and he did not disappoint. The Bulldoze is just so cool. That's so smart. Yeah, I think I want to go with Dondozo Mouse here, because Mouse Population Bomb crushes it, Tatsu, and then Koraidon in the back. I'm just sad that my bulk up idea didn't work effectively in this one. Very interesting to kind of see like how both of us ended up with the Koraidon sets that we did.
There has to be some kind of game plan, right? Is there Feint on the Mousehold? I want to scout for Feint, I think. I'm going to go for Breaking Swipe immediately here, and I think I'm going to switch hard into Arboliva. Yes, I think that's the play. I think that's okay. Because I don't want Feint come... Well, actually, is Feint even the thing I have to fear now that I think about it?
I personally don't hate a double protect here, just to kind of see what you might try to go for.
I don't, do I? I absolutely don't actually, now that I think about it. Because like if you faint, like what's the Dondozo do? He has to stay in regular. It has to stay in with like no Tatsugiri boosted. So
I can look towards Population Bomb that
which makes sense. Okay. So we will get a Breaking Swipe. Oh, they just protect the Scout. All right.
This also means late game Mousehold can be really good.
That is okay. We go for the Breaking Swipe because we want to lower that damage output. I think I do want to go for...
I wonder if I want to just stay in, honestly, and just Population Bomb here.
I want a Dazzling Gleam? No, I think I just want a Giga Drain. I don't know. They have really awkward switches. I think I'm just going to want a Giga Drain the Mousehold.
Terra here. Or actually just sub and then switch out into Tatsugiri. Because I want to see what Arboliva goes for here.
They could go out into their Tatsugiri and Terra Flying, I suppose, which I think is probably okay because the Dondozo's not going to have so many boosts. Just got to figure out. They could start spamming Order Up, however. We're going to see the Mousehold retreat. This is Tatsugiri. Okay, so if I could get rid of this Dondozo quickly without taking too much damage, I'm in a pretty good spot. Tatsugiri going to come in. And if they target the Arboliva, I get Grassy Terrain, which is actually really nice for my Armrouge. So we will see the boost on the Dondozo, which is not too surprising. I wonder if we're going to see that Order Up or not. I do have Clear Smog, which is pretty good here. Breaking Swipe is going to come out into the Dondozo. I'm not scared of Dondozo just yet. We're going to see Substitute. Okay. Substitute's interesting. Okay, so is it Terra Blast Order Up? I have no idea if it's sub Order Up.
I think I also had the opportunity to just go for Terra Blast, but I don't know. In the world in which Arboliva protects and Breaking Swipe comes out, I think it's a huge turn for me. Okay, try to Giga Drain that slot. Nice. That works. 3 turns of Sunlight. I am only at +1, but I can obviously get to +2 with an Order Up here. I think protecting is fine. It's a little bit passive, though. Alternatively, I could just go Grass Terra, Terra Blast, Arboliva right now. Third option is Flying Terra this turn. I just like want to start attacking at some point, but I guess the recovery is pretty valuable. Stalling out is also valuable. I'll go for protect.
I kind of want to Giga Drain to Dondozo and hard swap to Armarouge. Is that a terrible play? It's not a great play, but it might work here. They're +1. I want to make sure the sub is broken. That's the thing. And I have no idea if I can guarantee the sub being broken this turn. I wish I Giga Drained the Dondozo slot now. I kind of regret letting the sub go up. I think my best play is just to low sweep. Or maybe it's the breaking swipe again. I think it might be the breaking swipe again to Dondozo and Giga Drain that slot. Yeah, I think it is. If they Terra flying, it's okay. They're going to protect, which is okay.
Okay.
All right. So they're stalling out Sun turns, which makes sense. As long as I get in my Armarouge safely, I think we're okay.
I would guess just Giga Drain into
Is there a Terra that covers
Dondozo?
breaking swipe and Giga Drain?
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably better to just flare list the Dondozo and Giga Drain at this point.
Fairy, which isn't
Yeah,
that
it would be.
scary. Given my flying Terra.
Yeah, it absolutely would be. I'm gonna go for Flare Blitz and Sun and Giga Drain because if they stay in like their Terra, if they stay in water, then I KO the sub with Giga Drain, and if they Terra, I KO the sub with Flare Blitz, I think, and then I start going for breaking swipes again. They could start going for order up, I suppose. It's okay because I can breaking swipe once again, and then if they set up a sub, I still have clear smog. So
I think here, I don't know if breaking swipe knocks my sub out is the question.
it's not amazing.
I think I'm just
but
looking
it's
order up and
definitely
Koraidon right
playable.
now.
I'm just kind of curious on what the Dondozo's move is. All right, they stay in
Oh,
regular
they
form.
predicted
I
the
get Flare
Terra.
Blitz
Okay,
off.
they went for Flare Blitz. Nice.
Beautiful.
Does that KO my sub?
Take recoil. That's okay. We're gonna see order
Nice,
up gonna
that's
come out in the
huge.
Koraidon. I did think about having Terra
Okay,
Fairy on the
so get order up.
Koraidon, but I didn't think it was worth it.
Back to +2.
Is super effective. Okay.
And Giga Drain.
Giga Drain into Dondozo.
It's funny, like, I feel like James knows exactly what Terra I am and what I'm trying to do here, even though he hasn't even seen it. But that's how good James is.
And what do you mean by risk it all? I kind of want to bulldoze and hard swap into my Armarouge for the clear smog.
But I am pretty happy about my decision to go lefty sub. Obviously, the downside is in the first game. Like, targeting could have ended up being a little bit better.
I would risk it. Why not? Why not? If we go to game 3, we'll go to game 3. I have no idea what they're going to do. They could go for an order up. They could go for sub again. If they go for sub, it's okay because they'll be at +1 speed. But I think Armarouge is still in a really good spot. Well, we'll
I
find
thought about
out.
Terra Blasting
Bring
that
out
slot.
the Armarouge. I'm hoping that they protect. Nice.
Yeah, he did. That probably would have just won me the game, I feel like. Maybe it was worth taking that risk. I've been playing so predictably this game.
I think I should outspeed her Doza +1. Okay. Activate the weak armor.
Sun expires now, though. Don't forget, I still have Mousehole with Population Bomb waiting in this end game, right? It's these two Pokemon that are currently out on the field I need to clear.
I want to save my Koraidon, I guess, is the question. I don't think they're going to sub. I think they have to start aggressively targeting Armarouge, but I have no idea what move they have. I want to say my best play is probably to Bulldoze again and Protect. I want to scout for what Dozo has as a move that can target my Armarouge.
I think I'll just go for the knockout guarantee on a Koraidon right now because it does then protect. Nice. So that's good. I'll take that turn.
I'm going for Bulldoze.
I could have gone for Terra there to get around this, but I don't think that's worth it.
This is order up. That's completely fine because then I can get in Tusk, and Tusk is going to headlong rush through the team.
Yeah, I'm very happy about my decision to go with order up, though, because this is exactly what I was worried about if I didn't go order up. Like, Dondozo just doesn't do enough damage, basically.
All right. Yeah, mouse hold still, and
We know there's
don't know what
Arboliva.
their last is.
Presumably Tusk in the back. Like, the main thing is I'm trying to bait out this Terra as soon as I can, right? Because once we get the Terra out, Mousehole can go crazy.
I guess I could go Arboliva, huh? Actually, no, Arboliva's fine. Yeah, I don't have to go Tusk yet and risk like a water type move. I'll bring in Arboliva. I'm going for a Giga Drain into the Dondozo, and I'm going to go for Clear Smog into Dondozo as well. They're probably just going to protect the Scout, which is okay. I think if they do go for Protect, I'm going to protect my Armarouge the next turn just to scout for Earth. I mean, I feel like it has to be Earthquake, but I don't know what their last move is at this point. I'm hoping my Armouge can survive an attack, but I'm not sure. I feel like maybe I should have played more aggressive with the Armouge and just clear Smogged immediately.
Arboliva comes back out. I might just commit my Terra here, honestly, because I don't think Arboliva really should threaten Dozo that much if I am flying. And yeah, Stored Power is going to do a decent amount, but I get the knockout onto the Armouge guaranteed this turn. Yeah, I'm just going to go for it.
They do Terra finally. Okay, we get to see what their Terra is. Is it flying like I had anticipated? Yep, it was Terra flying. Yep, okay. Exactly as I anticipated before. All right, so it's got to be order up Terra Blast. So we clear Smog. Get rid of your boost. Terra Blast.
That's really cool.
Or Arboliva. No, it's in the Armor.
Wow.
Which makes sense. I think I should have won. Yeah. Get another weak armor.
Clear. Okay, I honestly didn't know that got Clear Smog.
Giga Drain doesn't do anything.
That
okay.
puts me in pretty bad shape, right? Stored Power. I mean, does Stored Power KO me? What a cool tech.
I'm going out in a Tusk, and I'm going to protect the Armouge. Yeah, no, this is fine. Even if they sub, it's okay. If they Terra Blast my Tusk, it's not great, but it's, like, playable.
What a cool tech. Wow, that's awesome. I'll protect for recovery here. Arboliva switches. Sure, into
The goal is to
Tusk.
finally get rid of
Okay.
Dundoza, which
This is still doable for
Dundoza's
sure.
still tricky. Dundoza is still
Because
tricky.
of Population Bomb mouse hold waiting in the end game.
Are you going to sub? Are you going to protect? They did protect to get leftovers. Okay. I want to reposition Tusk so I can head smash this mon.
My question is whether or not Stored Power KOs Dozo right now after Clear Smog. Because if not, and we get the KO onto Armouge, and they don't KO Dozo, I think it's... Oh, I guess they double up onto Dozo now, though, right? Yeah. I could have targeted the Tusk slot last turn.
Because this is what Head Smash Dundozo... This was what Head Smash was for. It was for this Dundozo specifically. Or actually, no, I should Rock Slide. Yeah, I should Rock Slide. Because they have redirection in the back. Yeah, so I'm going to store power and I'm going to Rock Slide. Let's see how much damage this does. I guess we get to find out if this is unaware or not. Yeah, we get to find out if it's unaware because unaware should live this, but otherwise it should not. Okay,
that
it's
does
not
KO.
unaware. That's actually beautiful. Then I'm able to get rid of the Dundozo.
This
Fantastic.
Armouge was so
Okay.
smart. I think, like, I didn't anticipate Clear Smog. I just, yeah, I didn't know it got that. That's really cool.
This should do some decent damage. Yep, absolutely good damage. Okay.
How can I win this now? Koraidon. Alright, I brought Mouse. I think essentially... but they just Heat Wave, no?
All right, who's coming in? Koraidon, we have stored power, and also they weakened their own damage output on the Tatsugiri, so I'll gladly take that. This is still a close game. This is still absolutely a close game. But they did use their Terra, and I don't have to commit. Let's find out. So it's not unaware Dundozo, which means it should be... Oblivious, I guess? I mean, I don't know what other ability you run. I guess it's Water Veil. I think that actually, no, it's probably Water Veil, because I have more chance. I have moves that could burn more than like an actual Intimidate, so it has to be Water Veil. Well, Heat Wave knock out the Tatsugiri is a really good question. We're both going to find out. I'm going for a Rock Slide, and I'm going for a Heat Wave. I Terra Fire just in case. I don't want to Terra Fire because...
Protect. Draco. But now you just start clicking Heat Wave.
I do just want to click Heat Wave. I'm going to click Heat Wave. Because it's Friend Guard and you resist.
I would need a Heat Wave miss or
protect.
for him to have just targeted Mouse Hold.
All right. Moment of Truth Armouge. Can he knock out the Tatsugiri?
I think a miss
This
here
is
would actually
really
win me the
important
game.
if you do or you do not.
But it does connect. Yeah.
Okay. Tatsugiri goes down.
Wonder if there was any world in which Tatsu survives that, but I don't have Friend Guard. This game, I feel like I definitely... Like, I got completely caught off guard by the Clear Smog, but, like, I played a little bit too safe. There were multiple times when I could have just Terra Blasted into, like, the Tusk or the Arboliva slot. You just stored power now into Koraidon, right? I guess I can hope for him to misplay and click Heat Wave and miss, and then I get a double KO with Pop Bomb into Tusk and Breaking Swipe. I should have seen the Armouge coming, like, the weakness policy set. I honestly feel like I discounted that a little bit in the team building process. It was mainly that Clear Smog. That's such a good tech. I think like this was a really hard matchup for James to build around, and he found a really clever solution, right? Like lowering Dundozo's speed so that you could Clear Smog it afterwards is very clever. Tusk switches. Okay. Pretty sure that's choice banded, right? Yeah, this just KOs, right? I didn't have Protect. Yeah, if I ended up putting Protect on the set over Outrage, I could have gone Protect, Pop Bomb into Armor Rouge. But that'll do it. Really cool stuff from James. Yeah, I should have looked into all the Clear Smog answers a little bit better on his team. I indexed when team building on Great Tusk plus the Koraidon, and feel like Armor Rouge, yeah, I didn't consider as much in the equation. And I was thinking, like, I can play safely here because I don't need to worry about Armor Rouge actually beating the Dondozo after game 1 played out, but he kept that Clear Smog tech the whole time, which was really smart. And the stored power is just so nice as well. So,
all right. Huge. This is Koraidon coming in. This is fighting Dragon. Sunlight activates. Get attack boost. Are they going to go for the double protect is my question. I have no idea if they're going to go for a double protect. See, the common play would be just the stored power to Mousel, but I don't know if you're going to go for a double protect and then the Koraidon is going to attack, knock out my Armor Rouge. So this is a mind game here. I think I'm going to predict Aaron to go for the double protect and just target the Koraidon. Koraidon's not the threat, but I feel like I have to make this play. Actually, no, I don't have to make this play, do I? I think I could just switch out an Arbaliba here and start power, because if they attack, they have to target down the Armor Rouge regardless. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. I think it gives me extra safety layers. Because if Mousehold protects, I think I still have an out. Arbaliba. Oh, no protects at all. I am able to get a stored power off into Koraidon. Okay. Beautiful. Koraidon went down, and it's going to be a population bomb. Oh, they target the Tusk. The Seed Sower is going to activate, but oh, I think we sealed this up with Armor Rouge. Also, that population bomb, yeah, it is what I expected. That doesn't KO Arbaliba. I mean, I did make this like max defense Arbaliba, but I'm actually surprised. And that was a crit on the last one, and we still live on 4 HP. Crazy. Oh. And with the leftovers too, we get some good recovery. Stored power should just seal this up. I have Terra Rock on my Great Tusk too, which was specifically for Mousehold, the head smash for the Dondozo. Like, I had a lot of text specifically because I needed to have some kind of text for this matchup.
yeah, like, we definitely had the tools to win this. I think the team we had was perfectly fine. It was just I needed to play around that, you know, surprise move a little bit better. But that's what makes, like, battles like this really interesting because, yeah, like, it's hard to account for everything. I do think, like, the main thing in this game was, like, that turn that I protected and I called the Armor Rouge switching in. I could have just gone Terra Blast, and if Armor Rouge faints there, Dondozo just sweeps the whole game. So, like, I actually think this Dondozo is a really good matchup against James's team, but James just played super, super well and found exactly the right setups in order to basically defeat the Dondozo, right? He brought that Great Tusk with the Choice Band and Head Smash. He anticipated flying Terra. I did get a couple turns with Dondozo where essentially he, you know, expected Terra. I didn't Terra, which was good. But yeah, I honestly thought Terra Blast and Armor Rouge would do more as well. But I guess that's where Unaware works against me because it doesn't account for the defense drop on his end, which I think is pretty interesting as well. So yeah, kudos to James. I thought that was really fun. Wish we could have had 3 games over 2. But yeah, ultimately it's clear he brought very clear solutions to Dondozo. I just don't think I have like a very immediate response to Armor Rouge plus the Koraidon. Like, Wave Crash would have ended up being better for me because it would allow me to potentially one-shot the Armor Rouge, but I didn't love that in this matchup because I knew we'd both be setting up the Sun. Maybe if I did go with the Choice Scarf Koraidon I was thinking about, I'd at least be able to pressure his Koraidon with like a Dragon Claw one-hit knockout immediately. Because the whole strategy on his side was Koraidon enabling the Armor Rouge. I think if Armor Rouge doesn't get weakness policy off, this game is just very one-sided towards Dondozo, right? And so I didn't think I needed to really like make advanced predictions and worry about beating the Armor Rouge. But yeah, the Clear Smog just totally caught me off guard. And that's something I should have caught more in the team building process, honestly. So that game should highlight why James is one of the best in the world, why he's gotten 3rd at the World Championships in the last 2 Worlds. This man is incredible. So kudos to James. That was super fun. And yeah, in the end, looking forward to trying to do some more of these challenges in the future. I like my team. I just think I didn't actually foresee like his main strategy in like the bulldoze into weak armor. And by discounting that, or like not immediately identifying that when building the team, I could have had more solutions against it. And if I had just even known about Clear Smog on Armor Rouge, I would have probably played a little bit more aggressively, you know, to make sure it doesn't just get the free setup. But James found the perfect spot for it to come out. And yeah, I like cannot stress. I think it's honestly a really difficult matchup for him. So really, really well done.
because Dondozo was just so scary. But a lot of the things did get right. I wasn't sure about what the Koraidon set was. The Mousehold was Population Bomb like I had expected. The Dondozo Terraflying was correct. I didn't think it would be Substitute, but like, yeah, Substitute was a little bit problematic. But overall, did have, I think, a lot of good things that I had because I only had to prepare for 6 Pokemon, thankfully. And yeah, having a few techs like the Stored Power on the Armarouge, the Clear Smog, as well as a backup to the Dondozo, I felt like was really good there. And yeah, Head Smash, Choice Band as well. Also, thankfully, they weren't Unaware because Unaware would have actually survived the Stored Power. And because they were Water Veil to probably prevent getting burned, I was able to knock out the Dondozo afterward and then actually break the Sash on Tatsugiri, which was actually really crucial. Like putting in Heat Wave range was actually so big.